Well, hey, at least I know what the late game end plan is now.
God damn it. Sure that the audio is unmuted. Hello again, everyone. Now we are good. God, it wasn't set to manage the right broadcast, so it didn't properly start up the stream in the way it's supposed to, so some of the audio stuff got fucked up. So, that's something I had to deal with. But, yes. Unlucky rolls, Monsters of Morgram. Welcome back, everyone. It is a lovely day for Revolution, don't you believe? I am joined today by Asch, Penguin, and Ken playing Asch, Runt, and Zephyr. Say hello. Please.
Hello.
Good stuff. For a brief summary that Ken was actually doing before the video went live, we ended off last session with a bit of an issue with the political situation going on in Stantrum in relation to negotiations with the Greater Brosh Empire. Basically, in an attempt to meet with one of the royals and negotiate peace between the Serechaline and Stantrum, it was revealed that the noble who actually owns Stantrum is not fond of the idea of peace, really. He just sees all of the locals as like second class or even third class citizens, if anything, as monsters, as beasts. And Runt did not take kindly to this, and now there was a bit of a negotiation with Amelia, who is the presiding mayor of Stantrum, not the owner of the town, but the acting ruler of it, who actually desires for peace, and the party in relation to how they can deal with what the noble has brought up in his lack of love for parlor games, as he put it. So this resumes with Runt having sent our lovely Rhoda Twintail, an NPC rat girl, to go skulk around and see if she can find some information that could be of use to them. But that is still in the process, as the group hangs out in the tavern still. So,
if I recall correctly, too, it was a certain jerk-ass noble who did it. Just interesting little observation.
certain who? You cut out a bit.
A certain unfriendly noble seemed to suggest that we stay. Whoever thought?
Hmm?
Never mind. I could be remembering wrong, but we'll see.
We'll have to see.
So what are y'all thinking?
Viva Revolution.
I need to fix my health and gobbles because apparently I only have 20 health at level 5, and I remember having more.
I feel like...
yes.
So, I will be honest with you guys, at some point I'm going to swap us back over to Foundry, because fuck Roll20 and how badly it's been maintaining things as of late is getting annoying.
Yes, I love 5 HP.
Yes, you totally do have 5 HP, and that is accurate.
Yes,
Damn,
I'm a
fucking-
wizard. It is literally the class basic.
Fucking Roll20. Yes, you do have 5 HP at level 5, 1 HP per wizard level.
What's that? There's a heavy breeze? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to die.
Yeah.
I seem to remember a 3.5 game I was in where somehow the rogues actually started with 2 HP.
Oh my god.
They're like, all right, let's have some fun with this.
No, that has to be a fucking joke.
actually rolling and just like sticking to like a shitty roll with like negative con or some shit.
That's what I did.
Which is a
with,
sickly.
That's what I did in that Curse of Strahd one we were in. I was when I had Cesar the Serpent, I was like, all right, I'm gonna start off as lived in Barovia his whole life. Holy crap. I forget exactly. His stats are so ass. I'm like, you know what, he's definitely a warlock. Something took pity on him, and he and
he had a
he
patron,
also
but he
definitely
was
has a
still
lucky-
fucking glass cannon, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I can find something for you to do. And I definitely had to give him the lucky I think it was lucky feat because yeah.
I also don't have ability to edit gobbles. No, I can. The hell?
Oh, was it glitching out and not letting you for a moment?
Oh, you know what it was?
What?
That.
Yeah, it is set that you have control over Gobble's sheet, so. Well,
I love how I also have control over Rota Twintail sheet.
you did. Why is it? I don't. Why did it randomly add you in?
I don't know.
I am confused. Okay, that has been fixed.
Yes. Roll 20. Perfect as it always is.
We're swapping to Foundry at some point. Fuck this shit. Anyway, for the time being, we're going to resume from where we left off. You had some discussions with Amelia. She is, suffice to say, stressed about this because she doesn't like this whole situation either, but she sort of requires the funding from Greater Brosh to actually fund her town and keep it afloat because they are not self-sufficient yet, is basically the point she was making, that she's between a rock and a hard place because she doesn't want to sour negotiations with the local tribes. She's actually all for it, but she also needs money and funding and food for her people. So it takes about a day or so as you guys spend some time at the bar. Amelia pays for your rooms, so you don't have to pay for accommodation. She's basically treating you all as welcome guests of her own. And the following day, you wake up, usual basic bustle. It's a little bit misty in the town for the obvious reasons. It's like a coastal town, and it's been pretty humid and whatnot. Low-hanging clouds are covering the area, and you come down into the main room of the tavern together. Chaise seems to be a bit indisposed from drinking too much and remains in her room.
Damn chair. You make us look bad.
Aye, she does. But she's gotta have a nice little nap.
You think mimics, when they get drunk, like appliances, things become are just like extra squeaky when they try to move around?
Do they just try to imitate anything else besides that something made of wood, like a toaster?
It's like that one fucking Pokemon that does that shit with the different forms of like the
Rotom.
fucking Rotom. God damn.
But he goes into like a fucking television, a television, a lawnmower, a fucking oven.
We all go mad trying to comprehend the acts of artificery we're seeing.
Yes.
The level of bullshittery.
Well, so for the setting the scene.
And now, chat, allow us to take the scene. Set the play.
You come down for an early breakfast that morning. The usual sort of like, this has been really weird having these as regular patrons kind of glance from the tavern owner, but money is money as far as he's concerned, and Amelia is paying him, so he's chopping up some freshly cut hunt meat, and you have been served with ales and some basic, like hen eggs and cooked eggs and whatnot.
Right.
It's a slow, quiet morning. The tension is there because you don't really know what exactly awaits for this whole entire situation, if it can even be solved. Runt remembers that he has to. You've already worn the clothing, right? The new clothing.
Runt.
Not yet. I was told to come back the next day.
Yeah, so it would be the next day. You do realize that you can drop by.
I believe I'm wearing the sailor outfit at the moment.
Yeah, you're wearing the dinky little sailor outfit.
Fuck you, by the way. But even
hey,
then,
culturally, you have no idea how ridiculous it looks. So,
fair.
But it's also what she had available, and you didn't get anything custom made. You just took what was available then and there because your shit was wrecked up. from those bug things encounter, and all the other encounters, but most recently the bugs.
You're pretty rippy.
So the only thing really on your agenda, because of your lack of information, is going to collect your clothing. So if you wanted to head off and do that, you can briefly.
If Zephyr hears
Yeah,
you
sure.
talking about like so I don't think she was actually at the shop, but she talking about getting up clothes and stuff. She would ask, do you think Mistress can make like kind of tries to like imitate with her wings, like, or actually if you have one, just kind of point at it. A bag? It could be useful.
You want a bag, Zephyr?
Yes.
I don't see how that would be an issue.
Let's see if the tailor can get you some sort of satchel or something to carry some stuff.
I would jokingly say a fanny pack.
I mean, effectively, but however you call it.
Yeah, true.
So I'm gonna theater of mind this a little bit instead of moving you over to the map, because even though we do have a map where the tailor shop exists, this is gonna be such a rudimentary thing that doesn't even matter. So as you are returning from the tavern, from the tailor to the tavern, you come back here and you walk through the doorway as usual. And Runt is now, instead of wearing what you see at the moment, is wearing... Give me a bloody second, goddamn. I have it! It's ready! But I'm not ready.
Ah, yes. Runt is now the size of a skyscraper.
It comes in at max res. Silence you.
Silence, you damn kobold, says the DM. Well, hey, at least he's looking snazzy. You got the drip.
Yep. I'll fix the tokens, attributes, and whatnot, but he's... Oh, god damn it! That's not the one I meant! Thank you. Give me a bloody second.
One. You had your second?
I'm so bad at this fucking thing, man.
Well, hey, sounds like we're going back to Forge at some point.
Yeah, it'll fix a lot of shit for me. It'll take some time to set up, but it'll fix a lot of shit for me. We got Runtia showing and being here. I'm like trying to simultaneously narrate while trying to set your HP and AC, so in my head it's just like HP, but you're here. You walk back into the tavern after heading over to see the tailor and retrieve your clothing. Zephyr, if you wanted to get a small bag, it would just be like a basic, probably just for simplicity's sake, the cost of a regular pouch in the core rulebook at base price. So, containers.
Yeah, it would be something. However, the only catch you'd have, it'd be something she'd rather not have to carry in her talon. Like if it
Yeah, it's like a belt pouch kind of thing that's been fashioned for you. And that is... So yeah, as long as it could be damn, it's not actually on this page. Yeah, it's... Effectively, she modifies a standard thing and makes something that would fit your waist and attaches it to you. It can be unlatched pretty easily with somebody who has hands, but otherwise it is going to remain on you even in flight just fine. So And that's the goal. Something to carry stuff around.
Yeah.
The payment was already done ahead of time for the clothing for Runt.
Yep.
So now he looks like this. If you're watching the YouTube video, he's a little bit snazzier.
Oh, good day, good sir. You're looking a little snazzy.
Mm.
Oh, what a refined gentleman.
And
Does
with
he
that,
still
you
have a skull on his head, or did
No,
like
it's gone.
nah?
oh shit, there are two of you. Fuck.
He duplicated. Oh God.
But as you step back into the bar and greet the bar tavern owner and head on past, you do come to notice a little bit of a scurrying sound as you look up, and the middle of the tavern area is an open space that reaches up to a skylight ceiling, like a glass ceiling above, that is used to light up this place for the most part when other means of lighting aren't available, and to avoid using too many torches and fuel. As you step in, a slight shadow drops in front of you right here, and you see the form of Rhoda Twintail step down and turn to look at you. Hey, glad I caught you lot.
Well, what have you got for us today then, Rhoda?
I do got something you'll want to hear. She she springs a bit over the table, much to the tavern owner's dismay, and just like sort of stands above Runt and like puts a hand on his head. Hey, you got rid of the cap.
Yep.
Ah, looks good on you. A little bit fancier for my liking, but it'll do. Alright, so here's what I was able to figure out for you lot. I followed that Barrack guy back to the cottage that they, pretty human there, Amelia, whatever her name is, the pretty human lady friend of yours, is lending him a cottage off yonder, and I followed him there, and dug up some right good dirt. Apparently, there's something wrong with how that cheeky bloke owns this town.
And how so?
I heard him talking like to himself, but I think he was talking over some magical thingamajig. Apparently he's trying to get some info or something sorted away, if you know what I mean, lest he runs into trouble with the other Yumis at home.
I see. So he's using some sort of magical device to talk to somebody from a distance.
Yeah, thing is, he has that cottage right proper protected. Well-trained guards and all that all over the place. I can only really snoop about and eavesdrop from the roof much, because every time I tried to get inside, the guards were stationed watching everywhere. Even with my skills, it was a rough one.
Well, you did definitely a better job.
These guards, are they of the warriors of this town, or do they seem to be independent?
They look like they're from whatever bloody ship it came in, to be honest with you. So I don't think they're from here.
So most likely they're a house guard of some sort.
Yeah, it seems that a lot.
So they would not be of this clan. This local.
Nah,
Yes,
they ain't from
no.
this town. I can tell you that for sure.
They're most likely from the mainland, where this bloody empire has come from. Most likely would be the place of their birth and raisement.
Hey. So, this is what I got for you. I figure if you manage to figure out a way to deal with the guards and loot that place a bit, you might find something right incriminating to help you accept the bloke. Hell, if you manage it and you don't find anything, I'll give you a couple of those coin gold coins back for you, Runt. I can help out a bit out of the goodness of me heart, but if I go and I find something I like that isn't related to your mission, I get first dibs. After all, I already did my job you paid me for. So,
all I gotta say there, Rota, go for it.
Aye.
Not a part of the mission, not part of our deal. We don't care.
Aye, sounds good. So, accept the terms and conditions, you lot?
Well, what do you two think?
If I recall, she was told to get any incriminating details to help put what's-her-face in charge, right?
Yep.
And all she's given us is that someone else owns the town. Or
She's told us that there might be a very large amount of incriminating evidence inside of the person's home.
But she didn't give us the incriminating evidence she promised.
Yeah, you can argue that if you want.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. Yeah. So, you're telling me that I gave you money, whatever the hell that is, to get us some evidence, and you come back empty-handed.
Oh, heartbreaking. I didn't think you'd do me like this.
I expected good work.
All right. You got me. She just sort of like holds her hands up melodramatically. I will say, I can't take those gods on me up. That's just the hard truth of it. I will help you get the right proper info from there, but I am gonna need you to get your hands dirty.
If we use violence, it could become
An
a
act
tool
of war.
used against us. Yes, if we were to attack first, he could use that to undermine any message we might try to bring across with what we find.
You see, that's where the genius comes in. You don't let him know it was you.
Basically, Zephyr, what I believe Rota's saying, no survivors.
Oh, no, I ain't saying getting that violent. I'm just saying knock him out before they notice it. Jeez, you're a scary little bugger.
Well, one that's one of peace must be one ready for war.
If these have shown to mostly be intelligent beings so far, I think the timing of a great massacre or an attack so close to whatever evidence we bring forward would
actually
not go
scale it
unnoticed.
faster. But even then, we would have to knock him out in a very specific order, or at least figure out a way or a pattern to knock him out, so none of the other gods are alerted.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? I can show you the place. We can skulk about a little bit.
That would be great if we're making a plan.
Because I got a basic idea of the place, but it's just a 2-door cottage that they gave her.
I could their windows.
It got a lot of windows, but the gods tend to watch them.
Yes, but they could. I assume sound would still reach them. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this could be easier than we expect. But let's see it first.
We would.
Alright, let me bring you about, but when I tell you to be quiet, you may want to be quiet unless you just want to announce yourself to them.
I look all right, Asch.
Oh, don't worry, I will not be announcing myself.
I don't know. You kinda are loud when you're in the swamp.
Yes, but those instances I actually required to do it. Unless we wanted to die.
I'll let you lot sort that out yourselves. Now, come along. He just starts like slipping past you and wandering out. as you proceed to head towards mostly the the northwestern portion of the town. It seems like this area is still in mostly constructional development. Like, there are some, like, frameworks for new cottages and whatnot being set up for permanent housing. And you move along normally. Nobody really stops you or anything, but they do give you strange looks for obvious reasons. And you proceed along, and Rhoda the entire time is telling you guys some long-winded story about something or other. You basically glaze over the details because she's talking too fast about this for you to really keep up. As you get closer to the cottage, at some point she's just like, "All right, quiet time." And she just points off over the crest of a hill to a very pleasant-looking two-floor cottage off in the distance. And immediately you can see that there is a figure standing in front of the door who seems to be gleaming slightly in the sunlight, assumedly covered in something metal. She points at the cottage and says, "It's the place. We may want to scurry around back, though, so follow me." And she starts going circle around the building.
All right.
And as she brings you around, you eventually reach the rear portion of the building. You notice that this section of the house doesn't have as many windows that are pretty obvious, so it's probably why she's approaching from this angle. And you come up to here. Yes, your tokens are bigger. The map is 2 times size, and I didn't want to redo all of the lighting, so.
I can't see anything.
Top leftmost corner.
I am in the top left. I can't see.
The fucking Asch is right here. Stop moving yourself.
It's still black.
Let me make sure you have... God damn it. Oh, yeah, it's fucking night. I have to set it to daytime mode. Still nothing?
Still nothing. I only have like one cone of light to my right, and that's it.
Where the fuck is...
Gotta love Roll20.
Yay! I'm just gonna set it to daylight mode. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There now you should be able to see. You had vision on your token, but there weren't technically any lights over there, so you couldn't see jack shit.
Oh, that would probably explain it.
Zephyr should be at max health by now, so.
Oh yeah, let me just Oh, what the hell?
There we go.
I changed on the thing, but all right, yeah, I'll probably.
Yeah,
probably
25 out of
over,
25 is showing.
All right.
But yeah, you get brought over here by Red Twintail, and she's just sort of like flourish jazz hands towards the house and just like, "This is where the bloke is staying."
But he thumbs up single bag.
Oh, I know what you on about. I like half didn't hear what you said, Asch.
No, thumbs up. Just a thumbs up gesture.
Ah! She just thumbs up back and she's just like, "Alright. Now, you can try and do your scope out. Just be quiet and slow about it, alright?"
Rightio.
If I may propose an idea before we too far.
Yeah.
If a song could possibly reach a lot within this house, at least near to the side, if everyone else could find a way to block their ears when the time comes, or I suppose we'll still need to do a scout out either way. I could lure a lot of them into the woods while hopefully not being seen myself, while everyone else tries to find what we need. I'd have to sing a while, but it's something, and it would
Why, you some
avoid the
some
challenge.
sort of narcissist about your performance? You think you're that enthralling?
I've seen plenty of evidence that suggests so.
Okay, you two back it up.
It would be easier if we can pull it off than trying to time our knockouts.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever you lot think will work.
Well, if it works, right?
Hey, it's a home. They didn't intend it to be, soundproof or nothing.
Kind of the point.
Precisely.
On the other hand, about bloody blocking my ears, I don't exactly have anything that could be used for such
I'm
thing.
gonna listen out to see if we have anyone talking or listening in.
All right, so you're going to do a perception check to see if you can hear anything?
Mm-hmm.
So, you hear some low murmurs of chatter from folks inside. Supposedly, like, all you can really assume is that it's the guards talking to each other to maintain their sanity and not be bored out of their minds. But you can't make out any distinct sounds specifically. It's sort of like all glazing together in between that and sound of someone in the kitchen and everything else of the sort, groaning floorboards and whatnot.
Good
Okay.
roll.
Yeah. Give me a second on that. I'll fix it.
It was almost a natural 20.
Yeah, I know. That's the point I said. It's like I saw the 31, I was like, damn. Could have rolled one up.
There we go. Now your token's fixed.
Right, so. Sounds like a few people's inside.
You could probably see him through the windows. I saw him right easy whenever I skulked about.
Well, not everyone's good at skulking about.
Fair enough. Let me get skulking then. And Rhoda basically heads off to scout out the place for you and report back what she sees.
On that note, I should probably be in the air by now. Maybe I'll see something anyone misses. If you need me down here, just I'll probably see you. Just do kind of like tries to imitate with her wing, just a signal, like look up and wave or something.
Just looks a little bit confused at Zephyr.
Wait, are we 5th level or are we still 4th?
You should be 5th level, I believe.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. I have not been
A
keeping
wave
up
should
to
do it. Obviously, a yell is out of the question. Wave. Oh, Asch could wave. You could wave your hat and run. Does Run still have a staff out of character?
Yeah, he still
Yeah.
has his stuff.
Okay, yeah. Runt, wave your staff. Asch, wave your hat if you need me to come down.
All right.
Zephyr, if you intend to scout out the second story windows or anything of the sort, let me know because that's a different part of the map.
All right. Now, for now, she's just gonna kind of go above, higher than the house itself, just into the air to get just a cursory view of the whole area.
All right, I can give you a brief idea of the layout of the building real quick. Just give me 1 second. In the meanwhile, what are Runt and Asch going to be up to?
Probably just trying not to make noise.
I'm staying still until our friend comes back.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to agree with Runt.
Alrighty. So Rhoda Twintail moves about and is gone for about, you'd estimate about like 5 to 10 minutes scouting about. You hear some very minor scurrying, but you can't even tell if you can attribute that to her or actual rats that are just lying around. Zephyr, check the chat. It's blacked out, but that's about the general shape of the building, and you know there is a chimney in the top, in the northeasternmost corner of it.
All right, all right.
But that is the layout of the building as a whole. It's 2 floors, so that's what you get from your cursory like flying over top. And your flying isn't like super loud or anything. It's fairly quiet actually, so you don't have to even worry about that, especially if you're going up high enough.
Like an owl.
Cool, cool.
And after about that 5 or 10 minutes, Rhoda comes back and says, I'd give an estimate number of guards. The ones that I actually saw, at least, we got, she just sort of like starts trying to count on her fingers. You can tell math isn't her expertise. I saw 9 directly, but there may be a couple more inside and nowhere near the windows. I do know that the Gid himself is in there right now, along with his wife, and funnily enough, they stay in different rooms.
That's intriguing.
Is there a chimney?
Ah, yeah, northeast corner, just over there. She just points off to about, like, this way for you.
That thing right there?
Yeah, that's a chimney. It's actively billowing smoke at the moment, so there is a fire in it.
Okay.
All right.
And does Zephyr see there's any sort of roof access?
Oh, ain't any roof panels or nothing now. At least when I was climbing up there. And no, Zephyr didn't spot out any notable roof like entrances or anything. They don't have a like hatch or whatnot to get onto the roof for maintenance or anything. They probably just use ladders from what you can gather.
Yeah, she'd probably be heading back down around now. If she sees like Rhoda's back with them.
Oh, so you could you know, wait around for nighttime when at least the big ones will be asleep or something. Or you could do it in broad daylight. I ain't gonna judge.
I think it'd be wiser if we did it at night.
If that's the case, you may as well prep your day getting stuff together. Anything you may need to use.
I suppose I suppose one to get out of the way is do we want me to try sinking, or should I maybe keep that as some sort of backup
Plan B.
plan?
Because if you did that, you're gonna wake up all the people.
That is true. And if someone resists, they may try to run and get help. Or kill whoever emerges from the woods.
Discussion's really on you guys at the moment. Rhoda's sort of just
Yeah,
like
very well.
giving you what information you decide.
What do we need?
Well, I mean, if either you gets are gonna want to get on the roof at all, she points at Runt and Asch, you're probably gonna want some rope. You don't got any already. You may want some rudimentary stuff to pick open the windows if that's gonna be a lot, because of course they ain't gonna leave all the nice juicy stuff right sitting outside.
I might have something to do with that.
Alright.
Real quick, I'm going to get a little bit close to the walls. And can I determine if I can do merge with stone to glide through the wall if I needed to?
Yeah, so this is made out of rudimentary, like, local mined stone, local quarried stone. So yes.
So I can.
So yes.
Okay.
Roll a quick stealth check for me. Alright, you do not notice anything as you do this. It doesn't seem to have interrupted anyone's conversation or nap or anything. So you are safe.
Yeah.
Other ideas, something you can use as a distraction that ain't too, excessively conspicuous and obvious as intended to be a distraction. You got... if you can come up with something to knock someone out, just put them to sleep, that might work. Wake up wondering why the hell they fell asleep on the shift. You get cardboard box.
What?
I don't know. Just seemed like the right thing to say.
So outside of that hole in the top, there seems to be a smoke of a fire. While I doubt they would give up their warmth at night, if someone were to block the top, the smoke would have nowhere to go. They'd wake up, but they'd all have to go outside. Of course, we would have to brave the smoke if we went in, but...
Or, they could just open a window.
Would they... I'm sure... yeah, maybe. Maybe
I
it won't work
mean,
out so well.
I gotta be honest with ya. If I was suddenly having smoke going through my house, not that I have a house, I'm a wandering type, but if I suddenly had smoke going through my house, and it wasn't going out where it's supposed to, I'd probably check the where it's supposed to first. You get them gets crawling on the roof
It would
real
still
quick.
require... True, though it'd still require at least one to go on the roof and perhaps a few others who either want to watch his back or just are tired of all the smoke. So, maybe more empty house, but a higher alert.
I mean, it ain't exactly conspicuous. Inconspicuous.
Not really.
It's rather verbose.
Come to think of it.
Oh, enjoy your creative spirit, though. Good on you.
Thank you. Just throwing all options out here.
What if I could bring some sort of creature out to distract them?
What you thinking?
Well, it would only last about 5 turns, but I could bring out... I've heard of these things called gorillas, or apes.
Yeah, them they, furry kind of fellas, right? Make burly arms.
Yeah.
I heard of them. Yeah, they don't live around here. That'd be weird. Or let's see, what kind of wildlife would want to scurry around in one of them inhabited zones? Most of the wildlife doesn't want to even come near here. Go see the smoke and run scurrying away. But I have to do some thinking on that. I know there's
giant ants.
Yeah, I was thinking bugs wouldn't care. I was just thinking about the ones we fought earlier. You got your clothes getting fucked up, she says, pointing at Asch. You got right really messed up there. What, type A?
I think he's still B.
And just in character, he starts to stays quiet, and she turns back to you. But yeah, if you could attract some bugs here, you could get an infestation going. It may take a while. And you ain't exactly got time on your hands. After all, if the pretty lady doesn't come up with good reasons to keep Thresholine away from discussing stuff, it'll get quite obvious that something's wrong with the negotiations real quick, and that might hit the fan.
So our plan needs to be at most within the next 1 or 2 days. Fun.
Yeah, sounds about right. Also question if you even want to have the bugger himself hanging around in here when you do it or not. You want to wait until time when he's, off doing other official nobleman business or whatnot? It's up to you.
I think it would be better if the less chance he has of seeing us and having, or even having an understanding of whatever winds up happening for us to get our evidence.
Yeah. Rhoda just sort of taps her foot very lightly. I'm throwing out ideas for you. I'm helping you out here, but I only got so much.
Do we know when he'll be out?
Oh, from what I gathered, he's not too fond of sticking around all day, at least. Probably gonna go out for a walk or something at some point. Probably once the sun comes up a bit more. It's still rather early. It's about like 8, 9 a.m. You got up really early.
Is it just him that goes out, or is it him and his mistress?
Oh, I don't know about her. She's content to stick around, so you probably ain't gonna get a good situation with her unless you get them both to go out for some noble, discussion business, and expediting that meeting of theirs is not exactly what you want to be doing.
If she, I don't know about their customs, but if they won't stay close to each other, perhaps she might have something we could bring against them. Of course, if she stays in her room, there's another problem.
Who is the one doing the talking on the Syndius that does long range talking?
I don't know. I could just hear him. It sounded like he's talking to himself, but I didn't.
Was it him or was it her talking?
Oh, it was him.
Okay.
Yeah, she ain't really wanting to talk at all. Seems rather depressed if you ask me.
I could go into the air again to see if I would have to remain close, but to just see what I can through the second floor windows. There's a risk, but maybe something we could use.
Hey, you're pretty quiet when you fly up there, just as long as you don't make a big show of it.
Yes, I think it's possible. Would that work with the rest of you?
Mm. See, I can ease to get in and out because one, my abilities let me become animals. I can also get on the roof easily. I can also get into the house easily, except most of this involves me alone. Us and we don't want to go in alone.
I'm not sure I would be at my most capable inside, but if scouting, if I were to follow you along the floors, I'd be able to get in through a window fairly easily. Worst case scenario, or cause a distraction, or pull someone out. Worst case scenario.
What about the little freaky one there, the little lizard git? She points at Asch.
He has very many tricks, if I remember correctly. Asch?
Still the strong, quiet type. All right.
In the meantime, should I just scout ahead, see if there's anyone who frequents the second floor, or just any interesting details?
I'd say it's worth it. May as well.
Then I'll
Yeah.
be off.
All right. See you shortly. You are now flying about near the second floor.
I think I'll go straight to the side here and move in just a little closer.
All right. You do not notice any windows along that side.
Oh, right, the back. So, she remembering theirs and Rhoda's observation is actually gonna double back and go down the side.
Yep. So you can see a window here. And as you do, you see is a lone figure in a full suit of long chink style armor sitting in the chair, simply watching and seemingly relaxing. You're assuming off duty?
He's not looking out the window, just kind of like sitting in the room.
Nah, he's there. He's reading a book, kind of thing. Like reading a book, having something to drink. He's just relaxing. It's not the comfiest looking chair, but it seems sufficient, and he's just on a short break from the looks of it.
All right. Is there can she see any or I can see now, like any other details to note about the room?
A single torch lighting the room. There is a door that you can easily see here that leads elsewhere into the building. What seems like writing or smithing or some sort of like crafting table. And another door as you proceed further over here, another double door that leads elsewhere. There is no window into that room, wherever that is, so.
All right, she's gonna keep moving past, and is from here. Can she tell if there's like another window ahead of her?
Yeah, from where you are, that is another window.
All right, so for this one, as she moves past this window, she wants to just like raise herself up just a little bit so that she could just kind of like crane down and peek. She's now realized, all right, if it's gonna be guys.
So you're trying to be stealthier, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do roll a stealth check for me, actually, as you inch closer.
Okay.
Yeah, you manage to remain quiet enough as you proceed up by the doorframe and spot a similar form lying on the bed, sitting, and just like looking overall not pleased. The curtains are drawn open ever so slightly, so you're just like more peeking through like a small slit right here. But you see the noble himself resting on the bed, just sort of contemplating something.
And so she's gonna move a little further along. Any other details of his room?
It is a fairly plain room. There are a couple of chairs over here, a door that leads into that other room that you were just looking into, and a nicely lit chandelier giving off light into the room, but otherwise it's nothing of major note. It just seems like good accommodations. The bed looks nice.
Cozy, but not her thing. So she's in the corner.
The floor below, there's a door outside, but up here there is nothing of note. You do know, just as an FYI, that there is somebody standing down here. I just don't have him doubled up on this floor as well, because he's technically on the floor below.
All right, so knowing he's standing there, she continue her journey, but this time fly over the roof until she gets to this little like outcrop.
Move over roof and go over here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you managed to do that just fine without any issues. Yet again, no more windows along this side.
Well, all right. So, she's gonna keep going until she finds another window. Then.
Yeah, it seems like you're having trouble finding more windows along this side as well. You can continue yet again to this corner. Right. You don't find anything along there.
Yeah, so she's going to continue her search until she either sees windows or dudes.
Yep. You can come up here, and as you do, I would like you to make another stealth check for me.
I just realized if I wanted to, if we come back when these fuckers are asleep, I could totally assassinate them. Would you like to know how?
Zephyr could literally, like, not that she necessarily agreed to, but she could just chuck, like, Runt or Asch through the window. Just land right on him, stab him repeatedly.
Oh, no. See, that's too much. That's too much. I could literally come in while he's asleep, cast a spell on him, and walk away. Because what the spell does is it lasts an hour, and it makes the target unable to be there.
It makes it. Wait, you said it makes them unable to breathe.
Unable to breathe. So he'll just asphyxiate in the night.
He'll just die in his sleep.
Keep that in mind. We can discuss more.
Damn, Runt getting scary already.
I don't know, this is something I've always thought of with this spell.
That almost makes it even scarier.
Damn, Runt preparing for murder. Like, holy shit.
Listen,
He's
imagine
not putting
being
it off
able
the
to
table.
breathe. Imagine not being able to breathe for 5 hours, but dying within 20 minutes.
I mean, I think the record for holding your breath is somewhere along like 5 minutes, so it would probably be a lot quicker than that.
Assuming he
We learn
fails to
about-
save.
We learn about this lord's like crazy hobbies.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I am wrong. The longest time breath held voluntarily for a male is 24 hours and 37 seconds.
How the
24
hell?
24 minutes.
24!
24 minutes and 37 seconds. But still, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I was about to fucking say.
It's some Croatian dude.
I was about to fucking say, what the fuck is the size of his lungs?
The actual reason this guy's wife just doesn't talk to him anymore is because he actually shunned her to learn his perfect breathing techniques.
Yeah.
He's actually just a really high level monk, and Zephyr is now very interested.
But yeah, you gave me another south. Yeah, you're fine. So you can move up to that corner, like I said.
Nice.
There is a guy guarding a small door on the floor below, but he does not notice you.
Like
You
how-
see no
what are we
more
talking
windows
small?
along this side whatsoever either.
How small are we talking for this door?
It's just like a simple back door. It's like like the main front door is like a 2-door, like a double door. This one's just like a single back door. It's probably the best you can assume based on your knowledge of humans is that it's an escape, but
All right. So she's gonna go along the roof again until she gets to the.
yeah, you can move until like just past the chimney here. And you finally see more windows.
Oh, time for more peeking.
Yep. Give me just a second to shift them. Another guard watching over a room. Seemingly just sort of at ease. He's almost actually even nodding off, but he keeps trying to wake himself back up. It's a quaint little room, a bunch of nice writing materials and accoutrements and such in there, but it's otherwise unoccupied.
Neat. And continuing.
You see a sleeping individual in a bed over here. It's a basic bed, what you would assume would be servants' quarters. And it's one of the men. He's not actually actively in his armor, in spite of the art. He is disrobed enough to sleep comfortably. And as you skulk by a bit further, you turn and look at the other side. And there is another one over there. Other than that, there's a chest at the base of either of their beds and a door going into another room that you can't see.
All right. And she's gonna go around this corner.
And you are back to basically where you started.
Cool. So she's gonna head back to the buddies.
And report on your findings, I assume?
Yep. She's also gonna add in that this might be a stretch, but that few of them seemed tired, and what I've seen of what I think is the soldiers' quarters, only 2 beds. They might not be enough to have everyone who's supposed to be keeping watch get enough sleep. We can do with that what we will. The Lord himself seems deep in thought, as I think we assumed he would be. But he is farthest along on the west end. There also seems to be a back entrance on the east where the corners stretch out.
So yeah, you got a rudimentary idea of what Zephyr was able to see on the other side. Some basic rooms, the general location of the big guy himself, and the state of some of the guards upstairs. Spotted in total 4 guards upstairs. 2 on the base level near the doors entering. And you haven't really specifically scoped out the bottom floor, but Rhoda did, and she reported about 3 more guards than what you saw. So there's a few more on the bottom floor level of the building itself. Thinking hard about it, huh?
So about 6 or 7 guards total, we're thinking then?
About 9 that you have eyes on from various windows and from being outside.
At least 2 beds. Some seem they're not catching up on sleep. They're probably it's not understaffed for a particular mission, but something we might take advantage of, or just at least worth noting. All right. Gives us an idea at least, and we know where the different entrances and exits are. So, what's our next step?
Back when he's not in the house. We can come in while he's gone. Just go straight to his room.
Where are we entering from?
I mean, if you can fly me up to his wall, I can just walk with the stone.
Very true. I will warn you, the rooms, the only rooms I could see were of the sides, of course. So I can't tell you what might be in their main hall. But I could just tell me which side you want to enter in on, and I'll bring you there.
Okay.
So are you gonna wait around for the following night, or how's the plan?
I think we should wait until night.
I think the plan is to wait for him to get out of the building first, because then some of the guards will go with him.
Yeah, so you
Ooh,
can wait around a little bit for that if you choose to. Do you wait until you notice them leaving in some capacity? Maybe Zephyr just posted on the roof to give you a signal when they do.
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
All right. Rhoda sets up a little miniature campsite far out enough that you won't be noticed, and just sets up for the moment while you're doing your stakeout. And you start this whole entire thing and finish all of this perusing the second floor and scouting by around what would be effectively 9 a.m. And you stick around there for a good while. And after about 3 whole hours of stakeout, you finally notice some movement. The nobleman that you are not so happy with seems to be heading out with a small group of a couple of guards, just as you suspected. And so 2 guards are escorting him back into the town, and the mistress doesn't even see him off.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah, Zephyr will get back to the party and signal them. Like, all right, here's our time.
All right. go and do your thing. If shit hits the fan, good luck. She just sort of like smiles at you, and you probably get ready to bring Runt up to the door or the window.
All right.
The wall.
Actually, can Runt even read common?
Yes.
Okay. Because that would have been actually kind of funny.
Yeah, as soon as Zephyr's ready, if she can take me up to the wall, or if she can't, I can cast the spell on myself beforehand and weld shape into a smaller creature so she can.
There seems to be so if you're gonna go through the stones, if I bring you here, you'll have a soft landing.
It's easier if I'm right. Where are we going? Yeah.
This is the room where he saw the nobleman, where Zephyr saw the nobleman.
Yeah, so is there anything?
Put you right on the pillows if you wish.
Is it glass or is it just
the
stone?
windows are glass? Yes.
Well,
yeah, I need to go to the stone.
Okay. Would you prefer soft landing or to leave no trace?
If you can put me in the stone, I can get out of the stone without making any thumps.
Oh no, yes, it's just there's a very comfy looking bed, and then there's just the wood. I don't know how far you'd fall.
We'll roll for it because it's funny.
All right, she's gonna put him like right behind the dude's bed.
He can't face the glass. You have to go through one of the stone areas while he's getting at. So it has to be like here or here.
Oh, the window is like right behind his bed?
Yes, that is the entire window.
The window was here. Okay.
No, this entire area is window.
Okay, so this whole back area is window?
Just this block.
Yeah, you can see what looks like blue
just
compared to the gray. Yeah, so this.
Okay, so she's gonna bring him in on this side then, closest to the other side of the bed.
Yep, so you drop through on this side of the wall. All right, so that you do go through, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can, as soon as I hit the stone, I can choose to merge with the stone and pass it.
All right, so you flap up above. I'm assuming you're taking like the small form of like a rat or something.
Assuming I'm not too heavy.
Yeah, you're not too heavy once you take your. In your regular form, you would be a little bit of a challenge. It would definitely impede your stealth. So it would be more ideal to take a animal form of something smaller, like you insinuated earlier. And as you do, Zephyr flies up to the side of the wall and sort of just drops you in through the stone here.
Okay. Oh. First things first. I'm on a 10-minute timer. Unless I cast a spell again, but still.
Nothing, not even a remote sound. You're like the rat in the fucking... rat not even stirring in the fucking Christmas song.
Give me one quick second.
I believe that was a mouse.
You don't know that.
I don't know.
I totally know that. I saw him. He was there. The bite of
but
87.
he wasn't even stirring though.
I guess it's like a whole hypothetical group of creatures, I guess, if depending how deep you want to dig in this. How deep you want to dig in this.
I mean, none of you are exactly the best at digging, so.
Fair.
Runt got dragged away at a fun moment, so we have a little bit of dead silence here. What I say is that we're going to take 5 here, actually. Now that he's inside the building, we'll resume in about 5 minutes.
What about that?
We're gonna Never mind. All right. We'll do that in a short little bit instead, since he's back.
I was just about to use that time to head to the restroom real quick.
Oh yeah. Let's actually do it yet. Let's do a 5.
All right.
So we're just going to take a quick 5-minute break, everyone. We'll be right back. Well, that decided not to unmute any of the sources with the button, so I'm going to need to look into that, but we are back. So, Runt is now inside of this cottage, in the bedroom, assumedly, of the nobleman in question.
Are there any... I'm going to change back first off, quietly.
Right, so you're back in Runt form?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm looking for... I was showed documents.
You're looking for some sort of damning evidence, yeah, so the most likely thing you would think of is documents.
Right. I'll just start looking.
All right. Start scurrying about. You rolled a nat 20 on your stealth check, so you don't even have to worry about it for a little bit. You're really quiet about this whole entire thing. Scurrying through here, going through documents. Is it
There's
just
no
perception?
investigation.
Yeah,
It would
that's
be
what
investigation.
So as you scurry about looking around here, you notice underneath the bed is a seemingly journal of some sort. You pull that out. Sadly, the journal does not seem to have anything supremely interesting. It seems to just be this dude's diary. And he doesn't talk about anything that could be useful at all.
Mm-hmm. Could it be in code or anything?
You could try and decipher if it's code, but nothing obviously none of the way it's written sounds like weird in the way a code would be written. It just sounds like plain forward text.
I'll put it back.
All right, you slip that back under the bed approximately where it was. The rest of the room, you don't find anything of any use. He has some tobacco sticks of some sort over here lying about and whatnot, and they're smoked.
I'll listen to the side of this door. I hear anything?
You hear... Roll a perception check for me. Very mild breathing, but it's not like sleeping breathing, it's just inactive breathing.
Can I cautiously just poke my head through the wall?
Alright, so you're poking your head through the wall here to see. You poke your head through the wall and you turn your head to look at this gentleman in his full guard uniform but sitting in a chair reading a book very clumsily with his gauntlets.
Okay. I'll retreat. I'll do the same thing over here. I'll listen.
Alright, so roll another perception separate for this. There is somebody shuffling their feet near, not directly on the opposite side, but very close to where you are on the opposite end of this wall.
Peek through?
It comes about more northeasterly. Yeah, you peek your head through?
Yep. Okay.
Inside, you see a baluster with a big look over a grand main hall below.
Okay. I'm gonna retreat, and then I'm gonna go through here. Since I can move through walls without being detected, I'm gonna follow the wall.
All right. So how are you going? So you're going along the edge of the wall there?
Mm-hmm. And I can hear what's going on outside the wall, and unless I actually poke my head through, I can't see anything. So
you're about here inside of the wall. Are you looking through what's above you, or?
I'll look up.
Seems to just be a bathroom and a bath.
Ugh. All right, I'll continue right.
All right. You look in here, and it seems to be some sort of servant's quarters, but it is empty.
All right, I know there's a door, so I'll read to the wall over to here.
So you go up to the door, just like bounce around into the wall again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you continue to scoot along the wall frame, and you come over to about here, and peek your head through here.
Does this look like he's falling asleep?
Yeah, this one looks like he's he looked like nodding off on a couple occasions, but he's waking himself up. Overall, he seems to have a beverage of some sort in his hands.
Okay. Well, I will retrace my steps because I cannot safely press on unless I drop down a floor.
The stone wall does go down to the floor below. There are certain points where it does like directly correlate to the floor below, and places where it doesn't. So you would have to find one of those spots to slip downward.
Yeah,
Because if you do it at the wrong spot, you fall into wood and you get stopped.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a correlation with stone.
So you head back, and you keep trying to find a place where you go down. The first place where you feel like you can go down is along the edge here.
Okay.
So in doing so, you find yourself about here.
Okay.
And you peek out your head on either side. You can see two guards stationed in what appears to be a rudimentary throne room of some sort. Or meeting hall. Doesn't seem to be set up with any decent stuff or anything at the moment. Bunch of poles blocking line of sight, but you can see them well enough. And on the opposite side,
Food.
in the dining room, you can see something like that.
Is this a book bag I see?
That's a
Like a
small
bag.
rucksack, yes.
Does this seem important?
You do not know.
Is this guy out of attention or is he not enough?
He's paying well enough attention from what you can gather.
Okay, I go
Seems like
down.
he's been well rested.
I'm gonna continue down this way.
Alright, you continue along the wall here. And about here is where you peek into the main hall, this lower floor of the main hall.
The floor is entirely stone.
Above on the other, yeah, the floor is stone, so you can travel along the floor. As you hear, though, just a quick heads up, due to how the lighting in Roll20 works, you couldn't see it. There's a guy on the palisade up top over on this side.
I assume there was, because there was one on the other side as well.
Yeah, basically mirroring the same position that the other guy was in on the opposite side. His armor looks slightly different, but not, like, denoting a different rank. Probably just a different, like, profession.
Yeah, I'm gonna slither across the floor to over here. To the floor.
Right. You slither across the floor here and pop up underneath what appears to be the kitchen.
Okay, I will poke my head into this room.
Another cupboard, it seems. Kitchen attached to the cupboard, attached to the dining room that you were in earlier.
Does it seem like I can climb up?
Yes, actually, you appear to be in a position where you can do so. Do you wish to?
Yes.
correction. You feel like you can't do it along here, but I'll just make things quick, and you come along here, and you can go about there.
Okay.
You're up here on the opposite side.
I try to see what's to the wall.
Another bathroom.
Okay, I peek into this one.
There's the mistress. It is a similarly adorned bedroom, a little bit, no like end table or anything, no fanciful drapes and no windows, but a nice double bed. And you see a woman sitting on the floor, seeming to do some sort of strange hand motion or something. I don't know. Some weird long shank thing.
Would I identify it as possibly casting a spell?
You do not notice any, like, you don't even have to do a check for me. You don't notice any, like, magical presence emanating around her. There's no, like, force coming out of it.
Okay. God, I need to assist you to just go in her bathroom and take a massive shit.
You fucking weirdo.
No. Okay, I go back to the room I go back to here.
Ping one more time for me. Is it the floor? Oh, okay. You go back near that rucksack, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've sort of gotten a lay for the place, and you know how to navigate back over here, and you come back into this room, the dining room.
Where is his attention presently?
He is generally seeming to be the only type so far that's actually just legitimately, like, guarding and watching around the room from what you can gather. Like, the two guards in the room behind you are chatting to each other about some inane, like, longshank hobby or something that you don't even understand. But this guy's actually just doing his job, funnily enough.
Okay, realistically, what is the possibility I can get into the kitchen, make a noise, and get back over to here to run through the rucksack quickly to see if there's any documentation?
You could give a shot at it. Is there anything in the notes about how this stone travel works specifically that indicates, like, the speed at which you go?
It's my personal speed.
Okay, so you could just go at regular movement speed. Damn, that's actually pretty damn good.
Pass the time of mine hidden, nothing goes on outside the zone can be seen. I can still hear what's happening. My physical mental damage does not harm me, but destroying the wall, I take damage. Stone's destruction expels me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you should be able to move quickly enough to do something like that.
Yeah, I want to attempt and make a distraction in the kitchen somehow.
So you navigate
through
like the floor over to the kitchen.
Yeah, making it seem like there's a rat running behind some of the pots, knocking stuff down. But
Right,
enough to warrant something to come investigate.
Yep, so you move along here, and you knock off some of the cutlery and everything onto the floor loudly from here. And as you do so, Asch, you need to mute up again. The door.
I am muted.
Then why am I? Never mind. And the door at the corner of the room seems to immediately boop, crack open. And
I didn't even know that was a room. Fuck.
Yep, there's a door over in that corner. That's the door that Zephyr thought was an exit, like an escape.
Okay, new plan. I'm gonna shimmy around there real quick and see, poke my head in real quick.
Where are you looking? All right, heading over to that corner. So you shimmy around that side as he comes in, and you head on over there to look. It just seems like a back entrance. as the guard proceeds over to the now clattered items on the ground nearby. The paving outside is all stone.
Okay, I want to... Fuck. How long has it been approximately?
Doing all of this and looking about, you would have had to recast the spell at least once. It would have been a little over 10 minutes.
It lasts 10 minutes per level, so...
Yeah. Oh, 10 minutes per level. All right, so it would have been about, I'd say more like 12 to 14 minutes, somewhere in that range. Is about all you can really tell it up, just like from how time has passed.
Okay, I want to backtrack to where I was.
All right, so you're back over here.
Move forward and peek through here to see if I can see if he's investigating as well.
You can look through and see the guard, and you head back over to see this one.
Yeah.
He seems to... He heard the noise, and then he heard the... He seems to not like be in the exact same position against the wall, because he heard... What you can gather is most likely he heard the noise, then heard the scuffling of the other guard over there. And if anything were wrong, they probably would have called out. So he just assumes that it's been handled. But he seems a little bit more on alert right now. After a couple of minutes of no noise or anything, he does call out, "Hey Fred, everything all right back there?" Just some rodent knocked over some pots or something. I got it. All right. How much longer is your shift? Like 20. How about you? I mean, I'm still waiting for the motherfucker to get down here to relieve me, but guess he's too engrossed in his dumbass book. It's Jim for you. They just sort of like go back to silent, and you hear off in the distance the sounds of like pots and such being rearranged.
Right. Okay. So he's supposed to be done with his shift, and the other guy's supposed to be here. I want to snatch this bag so bad, but I can't. I'm gonna hang out here for a few minutes, try to see if there's any hang out here, see if there's any chance for me to possibly quickly look in the bag and then bail. And I can cast a spell if I need to.
Yeah. You hang out, and it's another like 15 minutes, and this guy seems to be getting agitated. He's spending less time like properly watching around the room and more time looking around, and eventually he just like seems to have had enough, and he flips over his halberd and uses the butt of it to tap the ceiling. And he's just like rapping it as if to get the attention of the person at the floor above. Hey! Get Jim down here! Bastard's late!
Is he looking up while he does this?
Yeah, a little bit. He's just like screaming up into this roof, and he wants to make sure it's going in the right direction, so.
Is he staring up at the wall waiting for a reply?
He's just like looking up and groaning a little bit as he waits, but yeah, his attention is diverted at the moment.
Yeah, I want to quickly see if there's any documentation.
All right, so you're going to jump out of the wall and head on over?
Yeah, from over here.
All right, yeah, you slip back around to this side and leap out the wall. He doesn't immediately notice anything, so you have a brief moment of time. Scurry straight over to the bag, I gather?
Yep.
Yep, search, perception, whatever. You look at the bag, you scurry through it, and you find some basic, like, a money bag. You don't value money, you don't even worry about it. You look at some other things and here and there, and you find a small little handheld book in there. It seems to be like maybe some sort of ledger or something. If you... Actually, you wouldn't even know what the fuck a ledger is. It's completely foreign. Yeah, that's completely foreign to you. It's a tiny book that you have. You grab that and you scurry back out. The bag is like shifted about a little bit, but not excessively notably, and you didn't remove the entire thing. So you grab that ledger and you scoot back into the wall, and at that point you start to hear footsteps coming down the stairs groggily.
And I think at that point I'll just probably pop out here.
Yeah, so you pop out the wall on the first floor. Boop. And Rhoda is just like, holy shit. Hello.
I hand the book over and see if that's what we need.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't speak their language.
Hmm. Can I read through some of it and explain what I'm reading to her?
Yeah, just read it out to me.
I'll quietly read it out.
Yeah, you can do it quietly enough and she can hear you well enough. She's a rat. She has rat hearing, so. You open up this small book and start reading through it, and it seems to be just pages of documentations of purchases that have been made and stock that has been traded. The one thing that Rhoda makes a note of is the fact that a few more of them than seems reasonable seem to be marked as a favor to the wife. It doesn't seem to be direct or anything. There's nothing damning in here, she tells you. But there are like 3 or 4 transactions that are just marked as like the reasoning, a gift for the wife. Even though from what you read out to Rhoda, it doesn't sound like anything you would buy for your wife at all. Like it's certain like documentation stuff, inventory for like a ship and whatnot, blueprints or some shit. You don't really know the point of it, but it's definitely not anything you would buy your wife as a gift. Maybe some of the like pens and stuff, but the sheer number and quantity that are listed on the ledger for how much is being purchased is overkill, to say the least.
All right. If they're willing to continue waiting, I'm going to recast a spell and go linger around the wife's room.
All right, so you're going to head back to that room up there?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second to pull you over.
And maybe sneak the ledger underneath her bed. Just underneath one of her pillows, just because I'm like fucking with them.
Yeah, so you come around here, you realize you can get around, so you sneak around all the way around to this side.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're in the wall, but I have to do this for you to have vision, so.
Yep.
You poke your head in, and she seems to have finished whatever ritual it was that she was working on, and is similarly sitting on the bed now. But her face just looks, like, tired. Like, not necessarily physically tired, just mentally exhausted.
As I put the pillow back, the book underneath one of the pillows, is there anything else under the pillows?
You lift up one of the pillows, and it does appear to have like a pen under it, or in this case, more like a quill. You don't see a vial of ink anywhere.
Under the other pillow, is there a book?
No, not under the pillow. No.
From my position, can I peek my head under the bed?
Yeah, you can get low enough in the wall to look under the bed, and you do see a little bit of a lump further back, towards the end of the bed over here.
It's a good thing I'm under the bed.
So you scoot out underneath the bed.
I quietly crawl underneath the bed.
Right. Do roll me another stealth check for this one, because you're a lot closer to her.
Ooh.
And I am actually going to... She is not very skilled at such things, but I'm still going to give her the opportunity, nonetheless, to roll a perception check of her own. She has no clue that anything's happening. She's too lost in her thoughts.
Okay. Yeah.
So you slowly sort of like military crawl up to this lump, and as you assume it is a leather-bound form of literature of some sort. Obviously, you can't read it; it's too dark underneath the bed. But you can grab it.
Even with dark vision?
Underneath the bed. For a little bit more context, she does have like the chandelier in the corner that's normally giving off a lot of light is like not properly lit, so it's dark in this room. So underneath the bed is basically pitch black.
Is it like coming from that washroom?
There's like a small little bit of light from something in the washroom, but there's like barely light enough. Like your dark vision is enough to see the lump.
Can I get into the restroom? Is what I'm trying to say. To give this.
Oh, you're trying to like scoot through there. You grab the leather, assumedly like press it to you and continue to military crawl. And
I also grabbed the pen, by the way. It's with me. No, right, I'm going back to the wall. All
right, you go back into the wall. You grab the pen, and you begin to scroll along. And you're going to drop down into the bathroom. You said.
Mm-hmm.
And you scurry back into the bathroom, and you pop out on the corner here, and yeah, the room is lit. She hasn't snuffed the torch in here for some reason.
I flipped through some of the pages.
You open up the book, and it seems to be her diary. And the first thing that's obvious from reading through this is that this is a loveless marriage.
Mm-hmm.
She is not happy at all with any of these arrangements. She doesn't even want to be here, but it was obviously some arranged marriage that she's bemoaning in the book, yada yada. You don't even understand what arranged marriage is, but you can just tell that the tone of it is all negative. And as she keeps going about, she's you eventually get to a more recent, and by more recent I mean like about a month and a half ago, entry in the book. It doesn't seem like she jots down every day. She does more like longer notes every about a week or so. And so about a month and a half ago, you find an entry that's just like, I heard something very interesting with the husband. It seems that I may not be getting the inheritance that I think I will get. That town he keeps talking about off in the new continent. Apparently, that was gained through ill means. If anyone finds out, we are ruined.
Like, to me, this is what I need.
Yep, so the basics of what it's saying, if you'll give me a moment to pull up my notes on it. She goes on into detail about how, from what she overheard, the legal precedent that was used to set up the colony of Stantrum violated Brosh law. And that it was basically, by all standards, Stantrum isn't even a legal Brosh town. It has not paid any taxes to the homeland.
Oh.
And all of the communications coming back from Stantrum to the mainland have all been getting intercepted by what this gentleman has set up back home to cover his tracks.
Okay.
This is... You learn about this because she mentions that I do admit to doing some digging and looking into things, but I did my best to be discreet about it. So she learned about the basis of it and then did some more research on her own, and she jots down this. And there's something she says about some woman supposedly actually owning the town.
Which woman does it say?
It doesn't say. She says she didn't get any information on the name or anything of the sort. She just knows some lady owns it, and she has no clue if it's her or someone else.
Does it seem like it might be hinting towards the person we interact with?
You could assume so, but you have nothing, there isn't enough to say, like, black and white, yes, it is Amelia or not.
Alright. I guess I will take the journal with me and I'll pop back out next to them.
Right, so you pop out next to the rest of the group?
Uh-huh.
Welcome back. He says a few feet off the ground.
Yeah, you get back down there and you wave the staff and the signal that you've identified as meaning that Zephyr should get back over here.
Yeah, I'll share what I read.
That right there sounds like a golden goose, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
No. We did
Yeah,
half
you
of our
like
work.
you like catch her the back of her shirt as she starts to walk away.
Job half done.
She looks at you and you can see the like Did
I cut out? Mine did.
No,
No, he did. Okay.
mine couldn't.
I somehow swapped to a different page on this fucking thing, and it is messing with me. So now we are all set. Sorry about that, everyone. She has this look of despair on her face, but she just sort of like huffs out a puff of air and just like, all right, I'm not gonna swindle ya. And she pulls out the entire sack of gold that you gave her and takes out 2 gold coins and hands them to you.
I grabbed the bag.
She looks at you and just like, you can see like in her face, but she just like sniffles a little bit and just like, look, at least 2 more for the road, all right?
I'll give her a small handful.
Yeah, you
roll a
give
d20.
Yeah, just roll a d20
Only a
and you give her that much.
handful?
16 gold coins.
All right, yeah. So she gets a total of 8. Whatever you had before you gave her minus 18 gold is how much you have now, because she kept 2 coins in her hand and you gave her 16 more back. So she gets to keep about 18, and she looks at it and she's like, deal. She just sort of like slinks away sadly.
Pleasure working with you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Next
And
time,
with
get the
that-
job done.
With that, she just sort of like slinks into the hills. Obviously, like her pride hurt, but
All right, we go give this to Miss
Pats
Lady.
him on the back. Very
Time to
clever
go to
if,
Miss Amelia Earhart.
Things worked how I thought.
And remember, we're back to town.
yep. You all make your way back to the town to meet up with Amelia, and you come back to Stantrum, back to the tavern, which is your usual meeting place, and start to try and find out where Amelia is at the moment. After a very quick chat with the guy who runs the tavern, it appears that the Cereshaline envoy and their king are now staying at Amelia's house, which is the one, actually the relatively small house overlooking the tavern down to the southeast. Doesn't even have an interior. It's actually that quaint, funnily enough.
This one?
Yep, that's her house.
Okay, we'll make our way up there.
Yep. You don't even have to drag yourself over there. Isn't even like an interior or anything. You go up and
serious, honestly, just walk in.
You just open the door and walk in.
I don't know culture. Yeah, I don't know the customs.
You just walk in, and the Cereshaline turn to look at you, and you see Orsakarla just look at you and just like, Fred!
The
next moment, you're being like tackle hugged to the ground.
Yeah.
And Amelia stands up abruptly and just like, is there any development?
I'll toss the book at her. Not at her, but you know what I mean.
Nope, too late. Roll for ballistic skill or whatever. I've been playing too much Wrath and Glory and shit. Roll like a dexterity ranged attack. All right, you throw it towards her, but it doesn't actually hit her properly, and she manages to catch it somehow after a little bit of stumbling because she's surprised and not expecting this out of nowhere. And she opens it up and is just like, "What is this?"
Incriminating evidence.
As far as you need to know, it's something that intunes to the town itself.
The town? She decides not to question you anymore and instead just decides to read. And as she proceeds through the pages, and Sakurla proceeds to pet Runt over and over again, you see just like her face shift from sort of like the state of despair that she was sort of in at the very beginning to confusion, to surprise, and then finally to sort of a mixed emotion. You can't tell. It's a mix of anger and happiness. Relief, yeah. It's just like she doesn't know how to feel. And then she remembers something. And she closes the book and puts it in her bag. And why the fuck did it? Oh yeah, that's right, because I accidentally clicked the other thing. It swapped us over to the Blackstone Tales view screen. Here, we're back to Morgram. Everything is fine. Nothing has happened. You saw nothing, chat. I am professional performance. But you get to this point and you see her close the book, set it in her pouch, and just like, well, I have some formal documents to write now.
Yay! That's good, right?
Yes, you could call it that. I will be back momentarily. Please entertain them. They have been giving me no time to rest. You see, like, you finally notice the, like, dark underlinings of her eyes. She probably got no sleep last night.
I think I have it occupied.
He starts petting you even harder, like, almost to the point of, like, comically stretching your eyes back every single pet.
I just want to imagine it's just like the petting's like a bongo cat.
Yes, like that. And she steps into another room in her house, a very small room with a small desk that you can see barely. Like, the house is so small that she can't really get away from you, so to say. Like, everything's within view. She sits at a small desk in this little, tiny, cramped writing room and pulls out a quill and begins to write down on a piece of parchment. And with that, Sakurla basically wants you to play with him all day for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And that is basically, for all intents and purposes, what happens for the rest of the day as far as you're concerned. You occupy Sakurla and the two Cereshaline guards of his. And 3, sorry. I remember numbers. I can count. And as you do so, you wait for until the end of the day, and Amelia doesn't catch your attention the entire day, and Sakurla winds up falling asleep on the floor of your inn room. And you eventually you decide it's probably in the best interest to just give up on getting any information right now and sleep until the following day. The next morning, you wake up to a rapid tapping on your door of the inn.
I assumed I'd stepped over with Osakura because he wouldn't have let me go.
Yeah, you start to slowly limp over to the door as he's latched onto your waist. And then eventually you get to the door and you can open it. And as you open the door, there are 2 guards. But not like the guards from that house. They seem to be local guards standing in front of your door. We have been asked to summon you for a meeting.
I think they're talking about you. Look down to Osakura.
They just look at each other, a little bit confused. I believe that's the one she mentioned. Yeah, I think he's supposed to come. Yes, bring him too.
Oh, both of us. Okay.
And with that, the guards nod to you and say, "We will meet you at the front door," and go and proceed to knock on Asch's room to basically follow up the same kind of thing. You have been summoned. And then again for Zephyr.
Very well.
And the clicking of Zephyr's talons and the boots of Asch, Runt, and the guards themselves as you all proceed out of here, out of the tavern, past her house, and further down towards the port, as you seem to come across... You go past the tailor's house towards the lighthouse that is on the port side, near where this nobleman's ship was docked in the first place when you first saw him. And as you do, you find Amelia. Sorry, you go past the guard tower, but you see along the pathway towards that docking area, you see Amelia standing there with a couple of the other guards looking at you and smiling, sort of like smugly, as you approach very slowly, and she waves at you. And by very slowly, I mean our Sakura is holding onto your hip, and it's really hard to move.
It's fine.
And as you finally get up to her, she sort of just like holds up a hand before you get all the way over to her, and she says, "You did good work."
I look down at us like, "Hey, you did good."
Yes, thank you for taking care of him. But that's not what I was talking about. How do I say this? You dismantle the government conspiracy?
What's the government?
Oh dear God, please do not tell me. Oh dear.
The closest thing I can think of is... How do I say it? Imagine you have your tribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does
Right.
your tribe run? Who tells your tribe what to do?
Whoever's the strongest.
And right now, who is that?
That would be the chief.
That sounds about right to my knowledge. Now, imagine the chief is unquestioned in his authority because everyone agreed that he was the best for the job.
Gazgul. That's the name.
Gazgul, yes. That's an interesting name. Now imagine your tribe is getting much bigger. Much, much bigger. Like, tons of times bigger, right?
Oh, see, that's when we call the herd.
Yeah, so you have a herd now. And
No,
that
I'm
herd
kidding.
spreads... She looks at you as you say that, just like saying a joking matter, sort of like face against you, but she doesn't say anything about that. Your big tribe is now controlling a lot more area, and you have to have something to take care of the smaller areas, because the chief can't look over everything directly. It's too long. It takes too long to get there and whatnot, right? She just stares at Runt.
Deadass. Deadass there.
I'll assume you're following along. So a government is basically like if the chief decides, I can't take care of everything on my own, I'm going to get this guy to do this job for me over there, right?
Wait, like me.
Yes, in a way. You would be like a diplomat of the government, so to say. Well, our government is really big. We have an entire other continent that we live on. And we don't call them a chief, we call them a king. He can't look over everything himself. So he has a bunch of noblemen of various degrees of knowledge and kindness, looking over all the parts of his kingdom for him. And they all report back to him to tell him everything's going okay or something's going wrong, right? Lord Fistoflin was sort of abusing that power for his own gain. Technically, we aren't even a colony of Brosh.
Sorry, what?
By all accounts, and after checking through all the papers, and once again getting no sleep, she says, looking at her Sakrala, somewhat angrily but somewhat amusedly, I have finally put together some threads that I've been thinking about for a while that didn't make sense. I own an independent colony. And I've been giving tribute to a foreign nation for years now.
But
So you're saying
that thing says that the payments wasn't going to them, it was going to him?
We were still being given stuff, but it wasn't technically on the ledgers for Brosh. The king didn't know about it at all.
Oh, bad.
so basically this entire place isn't even a Brosh settlement in the entirety of its meaning.
Technically, but if we tried to go independent, we would die.
Well, quite literally, this wouldn't be able to be self-sustained without outside support.
Yes, thing is, by how the papers have been documented, I am now a noblewoman.
Congratulations.
For your fancy.
And if Brosh wanted to reclaim ownership over this colony, well, reclaim is the wrong word, they never owned it in the first place, but you get what I mean. They would have to negotiate with me. And Lord Vistaflin has no say in the matter and has been keeping this information from all of us to profit off of our shipments back to the homeland.
Well then, how do you plan to deal with it?
There is one problem still. And this is where I might ask you if you might help again.
What is needed?
We technically, if we even wanted to begin negotiations with rejoining Brosh, we would have to pay about the equivalent of 20 years in taxes.
Sorry, the what?
It's... I mean, it sounds bad, and it is pretty bad, but it's not as bad as it might be. We owe 20 years in back taxes for our colony, because all of that has been getting intercepted by, Lord Vistaflin.
I have
How
an
much?
idea. I poke Orsakala. Hey.
He just,
You
like,
got
he climbs up you.
I pull out some of my gold. You got a lot of this down from when those other trash things fell?
Ah, yes. Not tasty.
You have a lot of it still?
He just sort of, like, scratches his chin a little bit, then starts scratching all over. Oh, I remember! And he just, like, sort of, like, slinks off a little bit away into, like, a small pile of dirt that is accumulated near the stonework, and starts to just draw, like, very rudimentary shapes. This is home, right? He's pointing at, like, one thing that, as best as you can guess, is supposed to representing that one place that was underwater that you were at.
Yep. Uh-huh.
He walks, like, a couple paces away and draws a circle. We put it here! And, if the scale is any indication, he's probably saying, like, a kilometer or two away, they just piled it up somewhere.
Right. Are you're not using it?
Not tasty.
Can you give it to them?
Sure. Amelia just looks at you.
Negotiations, right, Amelia?
She just sort of, like, blinks a couple of times, and then, like, the guard to her left just pats her on the shoulder very lightly, just like...
Just let it happen, Amelia. Just let it happen.
She just sort of, like... You actually see some tears run down her face, but on top of that, she's also just, like, laughing horrifically.
It's like she's finally just snapped.
You lot.
We like you. You're nice. Compared to the other.
I must agree
I am
there.
more than glad to engage in your parlor games, let's say.
Oh, half the time I engage them just for the laugh, too. On the other hand, they sometimes just don't.
She's just, like, crying, laughing a little bit, and says, yes, so, his guards have been a bit of a problem, but none of them are as good at their job as, Druid is.
Well, Amelia, just to let you know, I don't think they're really good at their job to begin with, even at that standard.
Yeah, I literally walked around the house like it was nothing.
She looks at you, and then, like, looks you up and down.
Oh no! See, I was in the wall. I was in the wall.
She raises an eyebrow at that and decides not to even ask.
Could do it too.
Sure, you.
Well, yeah.
The Lord Vesteflin has been imprisoned.
Good.
Did you want to
Good.
talk to him?
Yeah, I want to throw shit at him.
Could we kill him?
I would prefer not. He's still technically a lord and has to seek trial back at the homeland, but he's not going to be a lord for much longer, from what I gather.
Oh, ho, ho. Could we torture him afterwards? I might have a few
At that point, he'll
spells.
be about a continent away, so I think that would be
I want to
all.
throw shit at him.
Be unnecessary either way.
Let me
Well-
show you to where he is currently imprisoned. And she,
Should I just
Walk.
really want to walk off over Osakala to see if he wants help with the gold?
or Sakurla is looking around, confused, just like, what are you meeting?
Amelia, when do you want the gold?
Oh, we're going to send a escort back with Orsakrala to retrieve it and bring it back, if anything, because I am only going to trust very specific people to bring it back that won't defect to the Lord somehow.
Okay, I will travel with if you do not mind.
If you would
Maybe
like to
we
accompany, that's fine by me.
Maybe we can have some of our Sakurala's people follow from the water? And have them follow strict instructions? I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
One on land?
What say? What say? The Sakurla just like looks around the corner because you're talking in common to Amelia right now.
She needs some people to. She needs some of your people to follow in the seas to make sure nothing bad happens to them.
Oh, okay. He just like instantly jumps off of the pier to your left into the water with like
there
a
he
big
goes.
splash popping up.
Sakura's going to get some people to follow.
After like 2 moments later, you hear some scuttling of feet, and all 3 of his guards run up behind you and jump into the water with him.
And then I go too.
And with that, Sakura is basically off. You don't even get a vision of him as he swims away. He's gone before
You
it
just
even
feel a
is
sonic
noticeable.
boom. Just
Very,
gone.
very well would be, almost. They're really quick in water.
All right, Amelia, I will go with your guards to the gold later. You can take Runt and Zephyr to the so-called Lord.
He's at the barracks where we first met, actually.
Oh, cheery.
I know where that is.
Wait. Can we bring this guy?
Wait, who?
Point to the jester.
God damn it.
The jester turns and looks at you and just like pulls out like a horn and honks it. And she just like looks at the jester and looks at you and then just like you. So Runt, you definitely do not pick up on this, but Asch, you wholeheartedly do pick up on this. That's a very forced smile.
Should I inform Runt to go to town? No.
I am familiar with how everyone else perceives them. They laugh out of pity, which means Runt's assuming that this guy is bad at his job. So what can a guy do who has nothing to do but sit there and be forced to listen to these jokes all day?
You are a sadistic bastard, and I love it.
I turn to Runt in character, but he looking at Amelia's smile. You got the go-ahead.
So, accompanied by the jester, you proceed to the
evil.
barracks.
That is evil. No.
What?
You are not taking the jester to
The
the
jester is going to be there with the prisoner the entire time.
No. Actually, no.
That
he's
is
not
why
like this. No,
Trisky's-
torture him.
That is why he said, "I am a."
Yeah, that's why
That
he's a
is
sadistic
so
bastard. He's
evil.
going to torture this motherfucker with the jester the entire time.
Well, hey, we're not paying.
The Lady Vistaflin seems oddly okay with all of this arrangement.
Yeah, from what it looked like, she didn't want any part of it, and doesn't even like the feller.
I'm just arranging the scene in the background real quick here, and I also have to update your fucking token. I already have updated your token, I just have to re-drag you on. There we go. Boop. Oh, shit, you're too big. Holy shit, oh no. Runt is too large, he is too swole. Everyone get the fuck down!
Oh my god, he got the supreme tattoos. He's like fully ripped. He even abandoned a go to town. He's like gone to his final form.
Yeah, you proceed back to the barracks. Nobody else is hanging around here this time around, other than your group. Asch, I'm pretty sure you're elsewhere technically, but I'm giving you there for vision.
Yeah, I'm elsewhere with the guards transporting the gold.
Yeah, you're on your way back to the Cerechaline home with the guards as they prep the ship to head on over. But your token is here at least, so you have vision on the map.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Runt, Zephyr, and Amelia come in, and they find Barrack Vistaflin in stocks at the top of the barracks, and Druid Stantrum like wagging a finger at him. As you come up the staircase, and he notices you, he eyes you with the most potent malice you've felt yet.
Good day.
You.
Oh.
Bloody monsters.
Monster, see, growing up, I also had some of the beasts from the sea or of the woods. I assume it was meant to hurt, but see, I've always respected them too. Just another life form. Just another of your people's customs. I'm not sure I understand. Anyhow, hello. Anyone have a question they wish to ask of the former Purple Chief?
See,
Double talk for a pigeon.
I admit that one does sting. They are a fat and useless bird, but I am neither, and instead I choose to giggle.
you
He spits
you
on
went
the
out
ground.
you went for a really long walk yesterday. You have a really nice place. It's a shame it's not yours anymore.
He just glares at you and just like,
You know,
I swear I will hang your ears on my wall one day.
nah, I doubt we'll be seeing you again. Listen, see, out of respect for her, that's why you're here. It could have gone a lot differently if and this is in common, and I'm making it the most broken common just to even piss him off. This could have gone a lot differently. See, I could have gone to your home when you were asleep.
He glares at you even harder.
We just snuck right in, just like it was nothing. I was even underneath your wife's bed.
He looks at you with just flaring fury. By the way, for the record, because I forgot, Zephyr's comments at him were all translated through Runt just because he can't speak common. Thank you.
Oh, I would have had tongue throwing, so everyone.
I know. I didn't want to say anything.
I would have cast spells to have everyone communicate because I know this guy. He loves it when we speak his tongue. Which is why I'm deliberately speaking intentional broken.
He just looks and glares at Amelia. And Amelia looks back at him, intimidated for a moment, actually, because she had been under this guy's thumb for the longest time. But after just a moment, she sort of collects herself and says, "You are very soon to be deposed, I believe." Bitch.
You see, now that's funny and all, but you know what's even funnier? And I leaned in real close. The fact that I did this to you. And perfect common.
He hulks up a big wad of spit and shoots it out of your face.
That's just how goblins say hello, buddy.
Alright, enough of you guys meeting with this sack of shit.
Oh no, we got someone to hang out with them.
Oh?
Oh,
what makes you think I'll approve that? Druid says, looking at you, and then he looks over behind you and sees the jester coming up, and he just starts laughing. Never mind. Only approved. Hey, Jester. What's the deal with shipline food?
Oh, fuck off, please.
Just like... you just see fucking Druid laughing as he carts the wheeled little like stalks down like lowered levels to put him in an actual proper cell. And the jester follows along making puns.
I will hand the jester a handful of money. You stay here all until he goes home. Okay?
I'll be here all week.
Take out 19 gold.
This is a funny custom. I will check periodically.
No, Runt, even better idea. Even though I'm not there in character, keep the jester with him all the way back to the main continent. Pure fucking evil.
Suffice to say, Mr. Vistophlin is not at all pleased. And with that, that's the majority of the problem dealt with. Asch gets off back to the Cereshaline base, and...
Alright, gentlemen, we're almost there. I believe they're right below us in a couple meters.
So you are on the boat with them. You help them all set up, but I assume everyone comes along for the ride once they eventually depart, because they have to get the boat ready. They actually commandeer the same boat that the Lord came on.
Well, hey, no better salt, am I right?
And about 2 days later for traveling on this boat, just because of getting it prepared for the majority of the first day and then setting off for the next day, you arrive above where you believe Cereshaline waters are. You can see the sort of moon-like shaped inlet that you met or Sakrala at initially. And you are brought down below along with two of the human guards who, this is a trippy experience. They've never done anything like this, and they're almost
freaking out.
Yeah, they're panicking a little bit until they realize they can breathe.
Gentlemen, calm down. Breathe. It's breathable air. You can breathe. You can calm down. See, I'm alive. Everything's okay.
I'm drowning.
Yeah,
if not...
Red pretends to be drowning, and you just like placebo affects one of them for a moment. And they just like looks at you and glares.
I smile.
Do you want me to give you air bubble? Trust me, if this you don't feel comfortable with, have a second bubble.
You just put another bubble on his head, and he just like looks down at you. He just looks dumbfounded, but stops like panicking and screaming and whatever.
Well then, it seems like the child has stopped panicking. We're almost there. And I'm considered the youngest here.
I'm just going to ignore the fact that I've been lectured by a lizard today, he says as you proceed
Call me a
further
lizard,
down.
and I will push you out of this bubble. I am a kobold, and I'll be referred by my species, thank you.
He just looks at you and raises an eyebrow and proceeds to say nothing. And you get down to the bottom floor, and you enter the building where they brought you to when you were meeting with the Cerestraline initially. But after a brief and very salty fish meal, Sakrala proceeds to excitedly bring you
sushi.
out to the stack of gold.
So, Sakrala, how big is this stack? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, basically the appropriate response. It looks like, if anything, the Cerestraline over the course of time have sunk multiple merchant vessels.
How many, dude? How did you get this much?
Trash!
I am dumbfounded that they dumped all this in the ocean.
Yeah, dumped. Yeah.
He just nods.
Sure do be.
Littering.
Sure do be.
Evil.
Littering is evil. I guess now we try to clean it up and take it back to shore.
Yes. It takes
right,
it takes multiple trips. It's mostly the Cerestraline doing it because none of you have the capacity to move it up to the water surface. Gold is decently heavy when it's just being carried around in great sums, so it takes a decent number of trips. And the sheer amount of gold that you guys get.
How much, my question?
Let me put it this way. It's more than enough to pay off 20 years of debt for a brand new settlement on a new world.
And not even make a dent.
Afterwards, there is enough to fill the very small treasury that Stantrum has.
And more?
And following that, Amelia gives you all 100 gold pieces each.
Chuck Ching, I didn't know I was getting paid for this job.
And there's still more left over that she sets aside for a rainy day.
Good idea.
So as far as you know, over the course of some weird Longshank legal proceedings that go on for the next so much time, they're going to get things sorted out. And you are on good terms with Stantrum. You didn't find what you initially came here for, which was like direct information on what the fuck you were looking for with that rune. You didn't find a straight up answer because apparently it's a foreign dwarven community. It's the Napo, as you've been told.
Guess we sometime need to go abroad. Oh boy, let me go get the beach ball.
Our understanding was the friends we made along the raid.
Oh, shut the fuck up. And with that, we end the
It
session
is
for
the
day.
real treasure, Zephyr.
Well, yeah, that's one of the few times where things get wrapped up in a nice little bow because you decide not to just randomly murder everyone.
It was hard. It was hard.
Even on me, Runt solely wanted to do it.
I could have done it like that, and it would have been done.
Run, we were so up in the air from murder as well.
You really wanted to after that guy did that to you, but you pulled it off without that. You did the pacifist route.
Listen, Amelia, we like Amelia, and killing him would have put her in shit, which would have put us in shit.
I so wanted to kill the guards, and Rot was just like, let me just choke him. Let me just choke him.
I could have easily snuck into his house, cast
Yeah,
Long,
very easily, considering he is basically like, at most, he is like a level 5 noble, which means that he has no levels in any combat or spellcasting class whatsoever. He would have been an insta-kill in his sleep. That wouldn't have even been a question.
Him and he died.
you would just stabbed him in the throat and he'd be dead.
Oh, it would be a self-attack.
Or you would have suffocated him, right? Yeah.
Athlet's lungs would have made him suffer, which is what I would have wanted.
Yeah, you would have made him fucking drown in his sleep somehow. But with that said, that is the end of today's session. You are all already level 5. I think we established that already. And you,
Yes.
in total, are going to gain about, let's see, level 6 is at what level again? At what amount of XP?
23,000.
23k, and you're currently
2180.
Hmm.
Or 21,800 is what we're at.
All right, so you're at that on level 5 already, or?
Yeah, we're at level 5 at 21,800, and we need
And you're
22,000 to level up.
23,000. All right, you gain about 800 experience from this.
Not bad.
So you're basically on the edge of level 6.
Darn. Of
You said
glory.
800?
Yeah, 800.
Damn, we're just a dick triple away.
Wait, how much are we?
We're at 22,600. We need 23,000. So we're 400
You need like
away.
400 XP. Yeah, you're 400 XP short of next level.
Oh, quickly, let's do another quest. No, I'm joking.
If we would have killed them, we would have gotten the experience. All I'm saying.
Yeah, we're telling you, Trisky, we could be level 6 by now.
No, this was a nice workaround.
Yeah, it was a nice workaround.
No.
Zephyr would have been really pissed the other way. I, out of character, would have found it hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah, Zephyr's not one for mindless slaughter, from what I gathered.
No. Just killing the guy she could understand,
behind.
but would be worried how that might affect Amelia and our friends. But yeah, no, she's just pretty content with how this played out.
Tell me how I am 200 gold richer than when I started. When I had zero gold, mind you.
Because you may be dumb with money, but you have bullshit luck.
Bullshit luck, and then I'm fucking deductive
It's like
reasoning.
the fucking 10 charisma, 1 intelligence shtick.
Talking to fucking the person who's supposed to do all this work for us, and you know, get what you.
Did you say 100 gold?
100 gold a pop, so 400
Yeah.
gold total. Chaise is getting paid too.
I can add that to Chaise since I have access.
So I just added 100 to mine.
And with that, let me do a little bit of a sign off to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for the Monsters of Morgram, this lovely session. We've finally gotten some more stuff done in Stantrum. I actually never expected you guys to hang out in Stantrum this much, but I guess you like it here. And with that,
Yeah,
we call
obviously. It's our
we
home.
call it for now. Take care. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta!